EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up with their opponents. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final two bring us as we're off in Week 9? This will be fielded inside the 5. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And a look here at their go-to guy under center.
And they are in rhythm on offense because of him. I mean, right now, he's got everything going the way he wants to, finding the receivers the way he wants to, looking over defenses. No interceptions is the number I lock in on. Before a touchdown pass isn't so bad either.
Yeah, what a game he had last week. They'll come out throwing here on first down. He finds his man, complete. It's Morgan. And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And right away, he lost the football.
A lot of bad news on that play for them, wasn't there? Lost the football, lost a lot of yardage, but I think the good news outweighs it. Able to retain possession. That was big for them.
So possession still theirs, but now they face a third down. They'll look to throw here. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he'll be stopped here well short of the first down at the 24-yard line. A gain of 4, not enough, and it looks like punt time on their opening drive as it's fourth down.
There's an example of good situational football being played by a defense. They understood where the third down play was, the down and distance, and made sure they didn't get anywhere near that, bringing up fourth down.
Yeah, they were sniffing out that marker, didn't want to let him get close to there, and now a likely 3 and out to start.
Yeah, I love the way they rallied to the football and got to him and made sure he didn't give up much run after catch.
They bring their punter out there now. He'll kick it away after a 3 and out on the opening drive of the game. And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. Only 29 yards on the punt there. Definitely not his best. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. So now you've got their offense coming out for the first time with great initial field position. And leading them, Charles, their quarterback, their field general.
His game last week reminded me of the old song, accentuate the positive. Because that's about all he did, right?
Yeah.
3 touchdown passes, over 300 yards in the air. Receivers happy.
And they got the win.
Got the win. If you're a running back that likes to catch passes, they're happy as well. Big-time game.
Options galore here. 2nd and a few inches.
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the 1st down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the 1st down. That's exactly what they did.
And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. From the gun, they'll try to run it. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup. The 25-yard line is what they need here. This is third down. Back to throw. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 21. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
Back onto the field comes this offense, ready for their second drive. 5-3, their record at the halfway point, and you have to imagine that there are folks saying, hey, if we do that again in the second half, we're 10-6 and we're a playoff team.
I do think, though, that they have a couple of things working against them, and number one, the schedule, that's going to toughen up a bit because they've got some division games down the stretch, and those are always difficult. Number two, you know they've got to stay healthy. That's the key to getting to the playoffs and winning in the playoffs. But they've got a shot at it. This is a good football team.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Looking to throw. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up third down. On third down, he'll drop to throw. And he's going to hook up with his big tight end, complete. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line.
We often hear the phrase short-handed tight ends, and he certainly fits into that category. Plus, he's got a quarterback who knows to look his way when they need a big pickup. And on this play, he finds him for the first down.
So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 35-yard line. And they'll run on the inside handoff. And he'll be taken down at the 34. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. They'll look to throw.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
Picked off near the 26. And the return will be stopped at the 34-yard line.
So a first interception thrown for him there, and that really not the best decision either.
Not at all, and that's something he did not do in their victory last week. No interceptions in that game, but this defense, they're able to take advantage of an early mistake. Now let's see if they're going to turn it into points.
Now we get a peek at the captain of this offense heading back out there. He has a big thank you to say to his defense. He threw the interception, then boom, the defense gets it back.
But the ebb and flow of a game is something else, isn't it? But you made an excellent point. A big thanks is owed to that defense. They went out there on what we call sudden change after a turnover and didn't give up anything. In fact, took the ball away and set them up again. Really nicely done.
So a clean slate and a mulligan.
Hands it off out of the gun.
And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39. Out of the gun now on third down. Throwing left side here, and it's complete. And he's got a first down as he's up to the 48.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. It's reeled in by Baldwin. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30.
I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down. following the pickup of 4. Here's 2nd and 6. From the gun, he'll hand this off. It's a 6-yard run, leaves him with about a foot or so here still to go to hit the marker with 3rd down coming up.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he will have the 1st down before he's tackled at the 12.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down. And to give this time to the tailback. And he'll be stopped up after only a couple of yards as he gets it down to the 5. This will be play number 9 of the drive here as they need 4 yards on 3rd down. They'll look to throw. And a big loss here as he's taken down. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sand.
Well, talk about how teams are so competitively matched and you just want to make those plays that give you an advantage. How about right here? The difference between letting them score a touchdown versus holding them to a field goal? That's absolutely huge with the play he just made.
And you know he hated taking the loss there on 3rd down. Now on 4th down, out comes the field goal unit here. This will be a 37-yard attempt. And his kick here is good. And with that, they will move out in front by 3. So a good kick there. They put the bow tie on it with 3 points.
And let's face it, everybody wants a touchdown. We know that. But in the NFL, defenses are awfully good. You're not going to score each and every time. Be able to knock the ball through the post and take the 3.
By the way, I said bow tie. I meant just bow. Not the tie, but yeah.
Either way.
You got it.
I just went right past it.
Now out comes their leader and the captain of this offense back onto the field. And he comes out on the heels of an interception he threw last time they had the ball.
Yeah, and you know, the quarterbacks that I know that are the best ones, the ones that really know how to lead their team, they tell them, that's on me. That's my bad. But let's go back out there and move ahead again, guys. We can get this done.
One good thing for him, it did only lead to 3 points and not a touchdown after that turnover.
Big thanks to the defense.
2nd and 4. Toward the sideline, he will have the 1st down. Good catch. He was able to keep the feet in bounds. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Ready for the 2nd quarter, and it's our visitors with the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. He'll drop to throw. And his throw is incomplete.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, there's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
Now a man open down the middle of the field. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
And he will find his man on the end route. Complete.
Get ready, get ready, get ready.
Had to put that ball in there with a little extra zip, but he put it right where it needed to be.
Yeah, and that little extra pace that he had on the pass, that required a little extra concentration for him, didn't it? Ball can get on you pretty quick in that manner, and he handled it well and picked up the 1st down.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. And he'll give it here to his running back. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. back to throw. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up third down.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he is out of bounds inside the 30.
He's certainly done a nice job spreading the field on this drive, and here he finds his big tight end for good yardage. And that's what you have to do. Keep defenses guessing about where you're going to go with the football.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. And that went too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. And here's a handoff out of the gun. Might have gotten this one down to the 28, and that's all. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming. Now back to throw. And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sand.
Partner, you know what I'm going to say before I even say it.
Yeah, you just cannot take a sack in that spot.
You're exactly right. You can't take a sack in that spot. Potentially now a 3-point swing right there.
And on now is the punter as he'll kick it away for the second time. And here's a very low-line drive, almost whiffed on it. And this is going to be ruled out, I think, just inside the 20. Yes, it will. Side judge calls it at the 19-yard line. Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here.
Sitting in first place in the division. They've got an open date on the calendar coming up next week. So, Charles, you and I were talking about this before the game. This one for them kind of has some extra importance.
It certainly does, because if they can get the win here and pad their lead a bit or at least keep pace, then they can really kick their feet up and say a job well done at this point and not have to worry about ball at all until they're back in their facility, back in their meeting room, getting ready for the next game.
2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead them to third down. They'll set up to throw. Uses the stiff arm. And he gets this up just shy of the 30 to the 29 before he's out of bounds. And they'll send out their punter now as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. And no one there to stop it. Hits at the 8, but it carries all the way into the end zone for a touchback.
Austin's offense ready to go again. And, Charles, you look at these two teams, and these are those kind of litmus test games in the second half of the season that if you're a coach or a player, you can either really look forward to them or really dread them, depending on your point of view.
And if you're dreading them, you're not going to go very far in the playoffs. You need to look forward to these kind of games because here we've got two division leaders, both real contenders for the NFC title. And you're right, you love having easy games on your schedule, but you need some games like this to toughen you up a bit and ensure that you're ready for the shock of playoff football.
And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Now a handoff here to his running back. He gets it forward for 4, maybe 5, but the flags fly. And this one could be coming back. That time the right guard sending him backwards.
And so many different types of guys rotate in on the defensive line now depending on situations. You can get the bulky guy, the fast guy. No matter what, though, he can't hold them.
Yeah, that's good for a gain of 6, and that'll make it 2nd and 12. Back to throw here. And his throw here's incomplete. This offense so far on 3rd down, they've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd down and 12. toward the sideline. Did he keep the feet in? Yes, he got them both down, says the side judge, and that's good enough for a first down.
And time to give some credit to the big fellows, the offensive line here, because you've got to have good protection on crossing routes because you've got to give your receiver time to work all the way across the field. That time, be able to scan the field, spot his receiver moving left to right, and make a good, accurate throw. Thank you, guys.
2 first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10. So it looks like somebody may have forgotten the snap count, and a 5-yard penalty ensues. And that'll set him back 5.
Let's go, boys. Let's go.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. And a quick throw here, that's complete. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
2nd and 11.
Back to throw again. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off near the 32. You don't see this often. A quarterback of his caliber, 2 first-half interceptions.
It's absolutely surprising because it happens so rarely. You're searching for what reason, what's going on out there. It's not just maybe the defense is playing well. Is his horoscope off? His biorhythms? What is it?
You went horoscope on us, David.
Well, I was thinking maybe REM sleep was off. I'm trying to come up with something.
Anything, right? From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. And to give this time to the tailback. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard. This is complete. It's Baldwin. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. We'll check on his status when we get back.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. From the gun, they'll try to run it.
And good downhill running. He's got 6 yards down to the 13.
2nd quarter, 2 minutes remain. 3-0 our score.
6 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it a 2nd down. They'll drop to throw. Touchdown! That's caught. A great effort there with touchdown number 7 on the year.
And the Oilers are able to stretch out their lead.
Extra point attempt to come here. It's up and good, and that'll increase their lead to 10-zip. Just a 4-play drive that time, and the result, a Houston touchdown. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. Austin's offense ready to go again.
And 2 interceptions thrown here in this first half. You hear it no matter the sport. They say the great athletes they can kind of have a short-term memory, but that's easier said than done.
It is easier said than done, but I played with a guy who threw 2 interceptions in the first quarter of a really big game we were playing.
Johnny Unitas?
And no, not quite of that level and not of that age. But I remember looking over at him, and he was smiling. And I thought, what is he smiling about? It's because he had enough confidence in himself that that was a fluke. And he went out and played pretty well the rest of the day.
And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge.
I believe they buzzed down. They're going to take another look at this play with all reviews coming from the replay official here in the final 2 minutes of the half. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call. So that challenge, a successful one. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down.
They'll look to throw again. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. And this is going to be incomplete. So they bring out their punter as he'll come on to kick this one away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. That'll go for only 17 yards on the punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. It's the second quarter. His team has the lead, but I think he's hoping for a little bit more production out of himself.
And we often talk about preaching patience to a runner when things are a little bumpy in the early going, but we have to do the same thing with the offensive line. They can't wait to halftime and make the adjustments. They have to do it.
And he's going to be taken down, sacked back at the 2. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
Boy, that's tough, Charles. First play of the drive, you're hoping to stay ahead of schedule. You take that huge sack, and now you're facing 2nd and a mile.
And the entire time, you were probably thinking the same thing I was. Either get rid of the ball, safely of course, or go down. The yardage he gave up on that play, that's going to be tough for them to make up.
Back to throw now in his own end zone. And now they'll take a timeout defensively. After the second down play, they burn the timeout, making him sweat out the final few ticks here in the second quarter. This time they stay on the ground. And that's not going to get it done. He'll come up well short of the first at about the 21. And they're going to take a timeout defensively. So with 4th down coming up, they go ahead and burn it and say we'll see what happens. And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. This will be fielded at the 17. So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report.
Okay, all right, Brandon, thank you very much. Hi again, everyone. Let's get you caught up with what's going on around the NFL as we are officially into the second half of the season. We'll get started up at Lincoln Financial Field in Philly, where it was the Eagles who come away with the home victory. The Eagles with a good performance there, and it leads to their 4th victory on the year. From there, we're off to check out another game, and they trail the visiting Chiefs in that one. The Chiefs seem to be on their way to what would be a good victory. Finally, let's get down to Miami to see what's going on with the Dolphins. And they were winners in their ball game over the visiting Dallas Cowboys. The Dolphins finish off an up and down first half on an up note as they even their mark at 4-4 with a victory. We'll move on now to check out the next-gen stats in that first half for our home team. And they didn't get a whole lot accomplished through the air in those first 2 quarters of play. They'll need to up their game if they want to rally all the way back. Meanwhile, for our home team, we check out their numbers on the ground as they'll try to keep the momentum going into the second half.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3.
No run back here to begin the half, and we will start at the 25-yard line. And this offense set to go now to begin the third quarter. And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line could play a little bit better, and I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation to pick up those pass rushers, because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half. And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Now, after that last running play, we've got an offensive lineman down on the field. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. They'll set up a throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. It's going the other way. And they're going to be set up in the red zone right around the 17-yard line. He let one slip away last week as well, so now 2 fumbles lost in as many weeks.
Well, we were out at practice, and we watched him work. And what did his quarterback coach talk about all week?
Being a 2-hand monster.
And we looked at each other. 2-hand. Oh, I get it. 2-hand monster. Both hands on the football, taking care of it, putting it away so the ball doesn't get dropped.
Took till the second half, but finally a red zone opportunity here. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 17. Now a handoff here to his running back. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. And to give this time to the tailback. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. The coverage unit out there thinking pass on 3rd and 3. They're going to look to throw. And this is intercepted, but they'll say out of bounds. So very close to a turnover there in the end zone.
He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over him.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
So they recovered the fumble, but ultimately could not take advantage of the short field.
Definitely a lost opportunity right there. I mean, they were in prime position to put 6 on the board, ended up settling for 3.
Houston set to take over.
And last drive, obviously not what you're looking for. You've got the lead. You got to protect the football.
So in other words, someone got lucky because they've been moving the ball really well and wearing them down. In this case, though, giving up the football doesn't make them very happy. They can't wait to get back out there and atone for it.
Yeah, try to atone for it here on this drive. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. And they'll run on the inside handoff. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
They go play action here on first down. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. Second and 5. It's caught. Baldwin. And he'll go out of bounds. It appears right at the 45. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he's got a first down as he's up to the 48.
They had yet to run the ball at all on this drive, but third and short, definitely was a great time to dial one up.
Two first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10. They'll look to throw here. Firing quickly, but it's incomplete.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Back to throw. He gets it to Baldwin. And he's down right around midfield after a gain of 2, maybe 3.
Well, the strategy was evident there. Get it to your tight end and make it a one-on-one play with a cornerback. Who's usually going to win that one?
The tight end, but not there.
Not in this situation. How about the corner defeating that logic and making a really nice tackle?
And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th. On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. And it's out of bounds. Now we'll see what the side judge says. He says out at the 8-yard line. And for an offense that is struggling, this is not where you want to start from. Great punt.
Fantastic punt. And for all those who wonder, what do punters do during the course of practice each and every day? The best ones do what we just saw there. Work on positioning the football and helping their team.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. Looking deep downfield. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10.
It's interesting going into this game. There was so much talk from both sides about who would control the line of scrimmage. I think we've seen who has it in this one so far.
Well, they bottled him up. He's barely averaging over 3 yards a carry right now.
He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And the tackle made at the 13. He is well short of the first. 5 yards, not enough, and it'll be 4th down.
I think that call was made not so much to try and get the first down, although they would have taken it if they could have gotten it, but to give their punter a little bit of space and try and help out their defense.
Yeah, they got the safe completion on 3rd. On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. It'll wind up just a 35-yard punt, no return. And this offense takes over in great shape right at the 50, 1st and 10.
Houston's offense taking over again. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
He'll rifle this one deep right side. That's caught inside the 20. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. A big play that time through the air. 37 yards.
A lot of running backs in the passing game, they're just used to check it down to them or maybe dump off passes. But this guy, they use him to stretch the field, don't they?
They stretched it right there, turned it into a really nice game. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Third quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10.
He'll look to throw. This will be caught just inside the 10. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Again, he'll drop to throw. And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. A great play there. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Oilers are able to extend their lead. And down near the goal line here, they're able to throw it in.
And the key word, quick. Quick hitter. Out of his hands fast, into the receiver's hands even faster.
Now the try here for the point after. It's up and good, and that makes it 17-3. A drive there of just 4 plays, and the result, a Houston touchdown. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
Taking it about the 1. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. Austin's offense ready to go again.
These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6.
And a lot of times, these plays, they either go for nothing or they go for big yardage. And here, they got to the outside, turned it upfield, and ended up getting a nice little gain out of it.
Looking to throw. And he will find his man on the outside. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. And to give this time to the tailback. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. And he can't escape, and down he goes. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Throwing right, and that's complete. And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call. So instead of giving them another 3rd down, they'll decline it, brings up 4.
Now that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
Just a 30-yard punt that time. And that will come the offense as they take over. They'll try and start this drive in the air. He hits Baldwin right side. He's going to be out of bounds on what's going to wind up being the final play of quarter number 3. 3 quarters have come and gone. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
2nd and 6. No, scratch that. 2nd and 7.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And able to get a couple as he's across the 40 to the 41.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
They bring their punter out there now. He's been terrific so far. And a little too much mustard on that one. It hits a couple yards into the end zone. A missed opportunity there maybe to pin him back.
Austin's offense ready to go again. Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news. But this is still a 2-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. He's got a man. It's his tight end. That's complete. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28. At this stage, this drive's got to be touchdown or bust because you need 2 of them.
And if I'm the offensive play caller, I'm not just looking at my dagger plays downfield. I'm looking at some of my specials, something that can fool them and give you a big play now.
With a sense of urgency.
No doubt.
And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35.
45 yards rushing on 12 carries for him now.
Now, yes, a 2-possession game, but a good chunk of time on the clock, so they have the ability still there to run it on 2nd and short, but maybe they need to pick it up a bit.
You're right. They did pick up the first down there, but they, as you mentioned, they have to pick up the pace now because it's a 2-possession game. They've got to get there twice to make sure they have a chance to win.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. Throwing for his running back, and he's got it complete. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. 2nd and 6. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 48-yard line. He'll look to throw. He finds his man. Complete. That's Morgan.
7 yards to pick up there.
You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Hands it off out of the gun.
And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line.
Get ready. Get ready. Time to go to work. Let's go.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, helped their spot, and stacked him up.
Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. They follow up the gain of 2 with a gain of 1 that time. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And he's got his big wide receiver complete. And he'll be out of bounds, able to get it down to the 25 there.
Good yardage on the completion there. When they look at the scoreboard, they do understand a field goal is not going to do them any good. My guess, they're going to press the ball downfield as far as possible, try and throw it into the end zone and get a score because they know they've got to get that done and get the ball back as quickly as possible.
And they give this time to the tailback. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line.
That's pretty much meat and potatoes right there, wasn't it? Just go right at him and let your big horse charge up the middle. Not too fancy there, was it?
Nothing fancy at all, challenging that defense. And on that go-around, the offense won the challenge. So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10.
They'll set up to throw.
And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
And now here's a carry heading left. And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. He only got a couple on that one, so not a ton of help. They'll have a 3rd and 8 forthcoming.
He's hit pay dirt a lot this year, but not that time.
Yeah, I'm tracking right there with you. You're exactly right. He's found the end zone plenty of times. No way I can find any fault with the call. He may not have scored there, but of course you're going to give it to him.
He'll drop to throw.
Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Another good drive, Charles, but it looks like another that might end at a field goal try.
They've made some nice plays. They've given themselves opportunities, but as you noted, another field goal attempt coming up. And that's not how they want to end drives. They've got to figure out what's the final touch that they need.
And this is going to be intercepted. Snags it for the pick.
But here in the 4th quarter, defensively, you know that you're just going to blanket the field with defensive backs and say, okay, take your best shot. And that time, it's intercepted.
And we've often seen teams go into the prevent early, way too early, and sometimes they get too soft in their coverages. But not in this case. They understood the situation and played it with the proper aggression.
There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. So after that hot start, the numbers here show the decline. What has the defense done adjustment-wise?
Sometimes when you have a running back who's gotten off to a hot start, you've got to catch him before he really gets going. So you change what you do across the defensive front. Instead of the linebackers being back a few yards, you bring them up closer. It's what we call mugging the line of scrimmage, taking away a lot of blocking angles and gaps and maybe stopping him before you get going.
Mugging the line of scrimmage. Okay.
Yeah, in this case,
54 yards on the ground for him so far.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. And I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. Critical play in this football game because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
Out comes this field general once more, leading his offense back onto the field.
With his guys trailing here in the 4th, he can ill afford a repeat of the interception that ended the last drive.
Yeah, you're 2 scores down. You take it upon yourself now to play perfect or near perfect football if you want to get your team back into the game. But it's also tough to do when you're trying to avoid errors, yet still play perfect football.
One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
2nd and 3.
And he will be hit from behind and run over. Wow. He couldn't get away. He'll wind up losing a dozen yards, a 12-yard loss, and it brings up 3rd.
Two minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports.
So it's our visitors with a football as we get you reset. They face a 3rd down now as they try to find a late score. He's going to let it fly. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete.
And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete. They tried to throw on second down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. Back to throw again. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he's able to get the first here as he's taken down at the 25. And he's going to be taken down back around the 35-yard line. And before this second down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. Back to throw here. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. So the completion good for 6 yards. And it's going to be 3rd down and a ways to go here. 3rd and 14. His throw caught right around the 6. And he is into the end zone for the touchdown. So they still need a miracle with a clock where it's at, but they get one piece to the puzzle done.
Still have hope.
Problem for them, they needed that score with a little more time left on the clock. I think just too little too late now.
I would agree with that, and we're programmed never to say never. But in this case, we're asking a lot for them to even think they have a chance.
Extra point forthcoming. And it's up through the goalposts. It's 17-10. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all. So with just a few ticks left, they need a miracle. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
So Houston going to come away here with the victory. And it wasn't really always pretty. They had their bumps and bruises. Really, both sides did. But they did what they needed to do at home to get the win.
Yeah, they really had to grind this one out, didn't they? Because nothing came easy. Every snap was a major league brawl. They had to win at the line of scrimmage, win downfield. They got all those things accomplished. But to win a close one like this, you know, every team wants to be physical. We've heard that a million times, right? But those who are mentally tough, those are the teams that you have to deal with in the playoffs. This was that type of a game.
So for the home team here, they pick up win number 7 on the year. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for our visitors, they'll lose an important one here as that drops them to 5-4 on the season. And they will get a home date next week as they will take on the Dallas Cowboys.